Continuing where I left off, you seem to have a lot to say, remarked Ed Silver, spitting far into the air. Pipe up, and let me hear it, or lay to. Ax your pardon, sir, returned one of the men. You're pretty free with some of the rules. Maybe you'll kindly keep an eye upon the rest. This crew's dissatisfied. This crew don't vally bulling a marlin spike. This crew has its rights like other crews. I'll make so free as that. And by your own rules, I take it we can talk together. I ask your pardon, sir, acknowledging you for to be captain at this present, but I claim my right and steps outside for a consul. And with an elaborate sea salute, this fellow, a long, ill-looking, yellow-eyed man of 35, stepped it coolly towards the door and disappeared out of the house. One after another, the rest follow his example, each making a salute as he passed, each adding some apology. According to the rules, said one. Falsis consul, said Morgan, and so, with one remark or another, all marched out, and left Silver and me alone with the torch. The sea cook instantly removed his pipe. Now, look you here, Jim Hawkins, he said in a steady whisper that was no more than audible. You're within half a plank of death, and what's a long sight worse, of torture. They're going to throw me off. But, you mark, I stand by you, through thick and thin. I didn't mean to. No, not till you spoke up. I was about desperate to lose that much blunt, and be hanged it into the bargain. But I see you was the right sort. I says to myself, you stand by Hawkins John, and Hawkins I'll stand by you. You're his last card, and by the living thunder, John, he's yours. Back to the back, says I. You save your witness, and he'll save your neck. I began dimly to understand. You mean all's lost? I asked. Aye, by gum I do, he answered. Ship's gone, neck gone, that's the size of it. Once I looked into that bay, Jim Hawkins, and seeing no schooner. Well, I'm tough, but I gave out. As for that lot and their consul, mark me, they're outright fools and cowards. I'll save your life, if so be as I can, from them. But, see here, Jim, tit for tat, you saved Long John from swinging. I was bewildered. It seemed the thing so hopeless. He was asking. He, the old buccaneer, the ringleader throughout. What I can do, that I'll do, I said. It's a bargain, cried Long John. You speak up plucky, by thunder I have a chance. He hobbled to the torch, where it stood propped among the firewood, and took a fresh light to his pipe. Understand me, Jim, he said, returning. I've a head on my shoulders, I have. I'm on Squire's side now. I know you've got that ship safe somewheres. How you done it, I don't know, but safe it is. I guess Hans and O'Brien turned soft. I never much believed in neither of them. Now you mark me. I ask no questions, nor I won't let others. I know when a game's up. I do. And I know a lad that's staunch. Ah, you that's young. You and me might have done a power of good together. He drew some cognac from the cask into a thin tin cannikin. Will you taste, messmate? He asked. And when I had refused, well, I'll take a drink myself, Jim, said he. I need a caulker, for there's trouble on hand. And talking o' trouble, Why did that doctor give me the chart, Jim? My face expressed a wonder so unaffected that he saw the needlessness of further questions. Ah, well, he did, though, said he, and there's something under that, no doubt. Something surely under that, Jim, bad or good. And he took another swallow of the brandy, shaking his great fair head like a man who looks forward to the worst. Chapter 29. The Black Spot Again. The councils of buccaneers had lasted some time when one of them re-entered the house, and with a repetition of the same salute, which had in my eyes an ironical air, begged it for a moment's loan of the torch. Silver briefly agreed, and this emissary retired again, leaving us together in the dark. "There's a breeze coming, Jim," said Silver, who had by this time adopted quite a friendly and familiar tone. I turned to the loophole nearest me and looked out. The embers of the great fire had so far burned themselves out, and now glowed so low and duskily, that I understood why these conspirators desired a torch. About halfway down the slope to the stockade, they were collected in a group. One held the light, another was on his knees in their midst, and I saw the blade of an open knife shine in his hand with varying colors in the moon and torchlight. The rest were all somewhat stooping, as though watching the maneuvers of this last. I could just make out that he had a book as well as a knife in his hand, and was still wondering how anything so incongruous had come in their possession, when the kneeling figure rose once more to his feet, and the whole party began to move together towards the house. "Here they come," said I, and I returned my former position, for it seemed beneath my dignity that they should find me watching them. "Well, let 'em come, lad, let 'em come," said Silver cheerily. "I've still a shot in my locker." The door opened, and the 5 men, standing huddled together just inside, pushed one of their number forward. In other circumstances it would have been comical to see his slow advance, hesitating as he set down each foot, but holding his closed right hand in front of him. "Step up, lad," cried Silver. "I won't eat you. Hand it over, lubber. I know the rules, I do. I won't hurt a dictation." Thus encouraged, the buccaneer stepped forth more briskly, and having passed something to Silver from hand to hand, slipped yet more smartly back again to his companions. The sea cook looked at what had been given him. "The black spot, I thought so," he observed. "Where might you have got the paper? Why, hillo, look here now. This ain't lucky. You've gone and cut this out of a Bible. What fools cut a Bible?" "Ah, there," said Morgan. "There, woot did I say? No good come of that, I said." "Well, you've about fixed it now among you," continued Silver. "You'll all swing now, I reckon. What soft-headed lubber had a Bible?" "It was Dick," said one. "Dick, was it? Then Dick can get to prayers," said Silver. "He's seen his slice of luck, has Dick, and you may lay to that." But here the long man with the yellow eyes struck in. "Belay that talk, John Silver," he said. "This crew has tipped you the black spot in full council, as in duty bound. Just you turn it over, as in duty bound, and see what's wrote there. Then you can talk." "Thank'ee, George," replied the sea hook. "You always was brisk for business, and has the rules by heart, George, as I am pleased to see. Well, what is it anyway?" "Ah, depose that's it, is it? Very pretty wrote, to be sure. I like print, I swear. Your hand all right, George. Why, you were getting quite a leading man in this crew here. You'll be captain next, I shouldn't wonder. Just oblige me with that torch again, will you? This pipe don't draw." "Come now," said George. You don't fool this crew no more. You're a funny man by your account, but you're over now, and you'll maybe step down off that barrel and help vote." "I thought you said you know the rules," returned Silver contemptuously. "Leastways, if you don't, I do, and I wait here, and I'm still your captain, mind, till you outs with your grievances, and I reply. In meantime, your black spot ain't worth a biscuit. After that, we'll see." "Oh," replied George, "you don't be under no kind of apprehension. We're all square, we are. First you made a hash of this cruise. You'll be a bold man to say no to that." And so I'm going to leave it off there. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't, give it a thumbs down. Please view, subscribe, and share with others. And keep watching. You don't have to do anything else. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye.